Welcome to the Stanford Lee Show, the place for story, song, musicology, and more. This week, practical sonic weapons. Let's get started. So I worked on a really rough mix of it this week. Let's go take a look. Okay, so hey, welcome. I'm in the studio again and working on a traditional number called Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho, and adding some kind of structure to it now. Just some, well, I've been laying down some horn and a kick box. What do we call these? I call these, I guess, cajones. I got a iron cobra with just some rags wrapped around it and some tape. Give it a little kick. You know, one of those kind of things. Building the track up, it's good to have that. You know, you can always fall back to that or add a trap kit later. I'm wanting it to have a little bit of Dixieland and kind of swing. Yeah, I was playing around with a few different instruments on this. A little bit of clarinet, even though I don't play clarinet. And I was just like, wow, it's got to sound good. So this is what our raw track sounds like. It's kind of ugly, but it's like laying down the bones of, you know, the foundation of the recording. So that's as far as I've gotten. The banjo's pretty cool. See, even sloppy, a banjo sounds great. I swear, I'm just trying to get good recordings, so I'm probably just going to stick with soprano sax on this, but you never know. Oh, did I show you my soprano? Kinda. Gotta warm up, baby.
time, boys.
back on the show.
Yeah, so it's a work in progress. It's coming along. So, practical sonic weaponry. How cool is that for a title? I was thinking about a story, probably the first that sonic weaponry's been spoken about, and how it could actually could have happened historically. I like the term axe when it refers to instruments, like my buddy might get a new guitar and say, hey dude, I've got a new axe, and you want to come see it. It's kind of just cool talk, like punch my buddy in the shoulder, kind of talk or whatever. The term axe is probably appropriate for this story because thinking of instruments that could be used as weapons. But that's kind of going to an extreme. But to think of an actual horn, like in this story, generating enough power to tear things down, to vibrate buildings till they're, in a heap of rubble. It's totally like something out of Fringe or something, or like the House of Atreides, like if you're a Dune fan or something. It's just, it's pretty rad. So that's where this story takes us with Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho. In the Jewish tradition, I guess this would be called a shofar. It's like a kind of horn or something. It's like a ram's horn. But I think of this, kind of like Dune in my imagination, because I'm a Dune fan, and it's just like, yeah. I think what I would do if I had a sonic weapon is I would start like a demolition and tree removal service. And I wouldn't have to have like a normal job. I could just kind of like shout at rocks and trees, or take my saxophone out and just, do some whole terraforming or something. That would probably be more interesting than what I actually do. There was some influences for this song. I think one of my favorite top 5 sax players would be Sidney Bechet, the little soprano sax. Dixieland style. I like a lot of modern jazz stuff, but this is what really speaks to me. And there is musicians today that are important like that too, like Gunhild Carling, a great multi-instrumentalist. I've heard her do this song as well. And so just look for little gems like that out there. And with this, I'm kind of doing my own version of a jazz or swing arrangement. Still in the works. I just want to jam out a little bit for you and share what I got. So let's take a listen. Did I talk about the Canaanites and the Israelites having to tear down this wall because it was a war and there was a wall to be torn down? I think that's pretty much the story. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the problem, the solution they had for the problem in the story was actually more interesting than the story. I mean, who cares about war and politics, right? It's awesome weapons. Like, let's get some sonic weapons and point it at this wall and tear it to rubble. I mean, that's there you go. That's a story right there. So but the song's great. I just love jamming to it. So some real awesome jazz there.
Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Hallelujah. You can talk about the men of Gideon, you can talk about the men of Saul, but none were as good as Joshua at the Battle of Jericho. Hallelujah. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Oh, you can talk about the men of Gideon, you can talk about the men of Saul, but none were as good as Joshua at the Battle of Jericho. Oh, Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling